Hello everyone, from this video lecture we are going to discuss about the seed. After the formation of embryo, the ovule becomes the seed. So what are the structure consist in the seed, as well as how seed responsible for its function or making individual or offspring after the sexual reproduction in flowering plant as the product of sexual reproduction. So the seed consists of the parts of seed, the outer covering of the seed, it is the seed coat. And the second part consists inside the seed, it is the embryo. So seed coat and embryo together form the seed. So seed coat, what are the components of seed coat? It consists of two layers. The outer layer of seed coat, it is known as testa, and the inner is known as tegmen. The outer is the testa and the inner one is the tegmen. And testa develop from outer integument. When we have discussed about the ovule, we have discussed about the integument which is present in the ovule. Around the nucellus there are 2 or 3 layered integument present which protect the ovule or integument. The inner one is and it develops from the inner integument. So testa develop from outer integument, while tegmen develop from inner integument, and together form the seed coat for the protection of the embryo of seed during the dormancy. So, and the embryo consists of, again embryo also consists of embryonal axis, which has two components in embryonal axis. There are two or three structure or three region. We can say that three region. The first region is the plevule, or we can say the plevule, it is the terminal part of epicotyle. The second is cotyledonary node, and the third is hypocotyle, which terminate into radicle. So there are three main regions of embryonal axis. So an embryonal axis consists of the epicotyle, which terminate into plumule, the cotyledonary node, which bear the cotyledons, and the hypocotyle region, which terminate into the radicle, which make the future root system. Radicle develop into the future root, while plumule is plumule make the future stem, while the radicle make the future root after the germination of seed from the embryonal axis. And some seed also consist of the storage structure inside the food, which are the endosperm. So endosperm is another structure which may present or not. So on the basis of the presence or absence of endosperm, the seed can be categorized or can be divided into two categories. So types of seed. Based on the presence or absence of endosperm, the types of the seed can be divided into two categories, two types. Based on endosperm, presence or absence of endosperm, seed may be of two types. So first category is albuminous or endospermic. Seed. The first type is the albuminous or endospermic seed, while the second category is the non-albuminous and or non-endospermic seed. The second is non-albuminous or non-endospermic seed. So how endospermic and non-endospermic seed differentiated with each other, or what are the features to which they can classified into two categories. So we will discuss the structure of these two kinds of seed. So in the case of albuminous, the example we will take the example in the case of monocot as well as in dicot. So in monocot, the seed of monocot mostly they are endospermic or albuminous seed. So in monocot we can take the example of maize, wheat, etc. While in dicot, so in monocot, in the case of monocot, we can draw the structure of maize. So in the structure of seed, in the case of maize, we can observe it is the aileron layer. Aileron layer, which is made up of aileron protein, and inside this layer the endosperm, which consists of starch. The endosperm inside the aileron layer consists of starch. Then here is the papery stigma, cotyledon. This is the seed coat. Then after here the papery scutellum, which is the cotyledon. So in the case of monocot seed, the cotyledon is in the form of scutellum, which is a papery structure, thin papery structure, and here is the plumule, and above the plumule or around the plumule, the sheath of undifferentiated cell, it is known as the coleoptile, while the lower part it is the radicle, and around the radicle, the sheath of undifferentiated tissue, it is the coleorhiza. And here the part of embryonal axis which terminate into plumule, it is the coleoptile, epicotyle, while the part of embryonal axis which terminate into the radicle, it is the hypocotyle. So this is the complex structure of monocot seed. Then, so about the seed, we have discussed about the endospermic or albuminous seed, and we have taken the example of monocot. Now the example of endospermic or albuminous, with example of dicot. So in the case of dicot, the endospermic or albuminous seed are very less or very rare in amount, and we take the example of dicot albuminous seed, it is the castor seed. Castor is the example of albuminous or the endospermic seed of dicot plant. So we will draw the structure, and we can understood how the endospermic or albuminous seed dicot would appear. So in the case of castor, the seed. So this is about this is the seed pod. Same testa and tegment together form the seed pod, and inside the seed pod, here it is the micropyle end, and inside the seed pod, this is the embryonal axis, and in the embryonal axis here is the epicotyle, here is the hypocotyle, and here there is the cotyledonary node, and from the cotyledonary node the two cotyledons, these are the two cotyledons. These are the two cotyledons and around these the structure filled with the nucleus substance, that is the endosperm. And in the embryonal axis, this is the cotyledonary node. And an additional structure in the case of castor seed we can observe, we can observe here a swelling of white appearance at the micropyle end in the castor seed, which is known as the caruncle, and it is think that third integument. The caruncle is supposed to be the third integument, which is modified to form a white color appearance or in the form of a swelling, small swelling at the micropyle end in the case of castor seed, which is known as the caruncle. So this is about the dicot endospermic seed. Then we will take the example, we will discuss the non-endospermic. The first is endospermic or albuminous, the second is non-endospermic or non-albuminous. Non-albuminous. So non-endospermic or non-albuminous, in this case we will also discuss the example of monocot as well as example of dicot seed. So most of the dicot seed are non-albuminous or non-endospermic, while some or few monocot seed also are non-albuminous or non-endospermic. So here we will take the example of both monocot as well as dicot. In the case of example of monocot, so in the case of monocot we will take the example of orchid. Orchid is the monocot plant, and here in the case of orchid we can observe the structure as in the form of spindle shaped seed. So in the spindle shaped seed there will no endosperm present, only the scutellum or cotyledons. A single scutellum or cotyledon present, and the embryonal axis consists of the polyrhiza around the radicle or at the tip of radicle, while the foliophyll around the plumule. So this is the structure of orchid seed, which is a monocot non-endospermic seed. Then we will take the example of dicot. most of the dicot are non-endospermic or non-albuminous. It means the endosperm or the albumins or the endosperm becomes consumed during the embryonal development inside the ovule. When the embryo development takes place after fertilization, the endosperm, which is formed previously or formed before the development of embryo, that endosperm becomes consumed in most of the case, and at the place of that storage structure, cotyledons remain, or cotyledons form for the future use as during the germination of seed. So in the case of dicot, we will take the example of pea, gram, beans, etc. Pea, gram, beans, groundnuts. So most of the dicot seed are non-endospermic or non-albuminous. So we can when we observe the diagram of dicot seed, so we will observe the structure as in the case of gram seed, we will find here a small opening, and that small opening is known as micropyle, and at the or below the micropyle there is a scar or a dot-like structure. It is the structure of the attachment of suspensor, and this is the hilum, the attachment point of funicle and the ovule, which is known as hilum. It remains in the seed as a small scar. So hilum and micropyle, which we can appear or which are appear from outside the seed, and this is the seed coat. And then when we observe the internal structure, so we can observe an embryonal axis, and embryonal axis consists of the cotyledonary node, and from the cotyledonary node, the cotyledons grow, and here the fluid, the polio epicotyle, which terminate to plumule, while at the lower side this is the hypocotyle, which terminate to radicle. So this is the diagram of a dicot seed. Simply dicot seed. It is the diagram of gram seed. When we observe the diagram of another seed, we can only observe the change in the shape of cotyledons, but the other structure remains same in all kind of dicot seed. So this is about the types of seed which are found in the flowering plant as the product of sexual reproduction. And here the micropyle, which is found as in the form of a small minute opening. It is responsible for the entry of oxygen as well as moisture for the germination of seed. When the seed becomes germinate, it requires oxygen and moisture, and that get enter into the seed through the micropyle and opening. Then seed, this is about the overall the seed, the germination take place to produce the new plant or young plant. Then related to the seed, there are some other topic also given in our syllabus, that is about the viability of seed. So viability of seed differ from seed to seed, as we can observe the viability of seed maybe of a few days to 1 month or few months. Most of the cereals crop have viability of seed to the few years. Then in some plant the viability of seed it is about 100 years, like the trifolium, and in some cases the viability of seed it is about 2000 years, 20,000 years, as in the case of the date palm. So this is these are the different kind of seed has a variable year or variable time of viability. Then after the viability of seed, some topics also given as in the form of important term as apomixis and polyembryony. So apomixis is the process which involves the formation of seed without fertilization. And it is found in some plant. Example of the apomixis we can observe in the plant of Asteraceae family, grasses. The plant of Asteraceae family and grasses show apomixis, in which the formation of seed take place without fertilization. And same as the this term we will also discuss in the when we discuss about the fruit. The term is parthenocarpy. It is the formation of fruit without fertilization. So this term is related to the seed, where the seed formation take place without fertilization. While the second topic, that is polyembryony, and it is the process of making more than one embryo, or process of or ability of seed to possess more than one embryo. So that is the polyembryony. The seed with more than one embryo, the polyembryony, and it can be observed in some plant, for example like citrus plant. Most of the citrus plant show the polyembryony, that is the formation of or more than possessing of more than one embryo in a single seed. So these are the different topics related to the seed in our syllabus. So, and in next video lecture we will discuss about the fruit, which is the remaining part of the chapter.